back to another Sims 4 speed build. I hope you had a great week. We are back in Nordhaven building on this 20 by 20 lot, and today we are building a salon using the Get Famous expansion pack. Also, we're going to use business and hobbies as well, but I thought we would do something a little bit different, incorporating some other expansion packs and kits and stuff packs and all that fun stuff. So this is a full-on build. In total, I used 11 packs, but we're building the front entrance right now. I decided to kind of pay to the original lot that was here a little bit because they had a similar front entrance to the business. But on the inside, I decided to have a front counter here, and then behind it was this wooden like accent wall. And now we're doing the salon stations and using this chair from the Get Famous expansion pack, which kind of functions as a light, but if you do click on it, you can like style Sims, give makeovers and stuff like that. So it's perfect. The sinks are not really functional in the sense that like your Sims won't get their hair washed or anything. They're just there more for like to complete the look. But yeah, we have 4 makeover stations. We also throw in some spa day and throw in like the nail and like feet, the pedicure thing. Actually the 2 chairs for that. We also throw in a tattoo table, which I wasn't sure about, but playtesting with the particular salon itself, there isn't actually an item to have Sims like get makeovers or anything, at least that I could find. I scrolled the list at least 3 times and couldn't find like an activity for Sims to do, which would be to get makeovers or something. The only thing they could really do was get tattoos. So yeah, the tattoo table is a little bit of an issue only because my Sim wanted to tend the table because that's all Sims could do. So you definitely want to hire another employee if you're planning to run this as a salon, at least so that way you have an employee that can run the tattoo table while you're giving makeovers, or vice versa. Like your Sim could be doing the tattooing and then another Sim could be giving makeovers. Something like that I think would probably work well, but otherwise it works great. You get bounced into casts when you are doing a makeover, so it's not like a full-on thing where you kind of see your Sims get transformed right in front of your eyes. You kind of get to pick and choose what you want somebody to look like, but it looks like you can do pretty much anyone from the neighborhood. So that's nice. We're using these spa day towels just as like a decorative piece. We do come back and clutter up these little like stations with some more hair related clutter, like the hair dryer, some combs, and some random like other related clutter objects that kind of make it look like your Sims can get a full-on style there. So this will become a back entrance, and then we do add a public restroom off the back here a little bit later in the build because I realized it's probably important to have one, which playtesting it was actually quite important because Sims would just kind of walk through and need to use the restroom. So I think it was good to include one. So yeah, just doing some finishing touches. We do these dividers here to kind of separate out the tattoo table a bit from the rest of the salon. It is kind of in a weird spot, but it's really the only spot that it could have been, truthfully, without getting in the way or anything weird. I thought about putting in front of the one big window where like the nail and pedicure chairs are, but it just thought it was kind of odd, kind of like on display, like, you know what I mean? Like through the window, your Sims are, you can kind of watch them. So yeah, just doing some potted plant back there in the corner. We do get rid of that one window because that is where the public restroom comes into play, which I thought about taking over a little bit of the stairwell up to the apartment. And yes, there is an apartment on the 2nd and 3rd floors. It's like an industrial style apartment. There's 2 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. There's like a main bath, and then there's like a little powder room on the like main livable area. But it is a quite small, cozy little lofty apartment. We are now working on the front entrance. I had to curve the staircase so that way it would fit in this little area. I wanted it to make it almost like a little dormer, but that didn't really work how I wanted it to. I did want the staircase to be against the wall, so it's kind of like a half dormer combo. This little area on the front here is open to the salon below. So that's more of like a decorative bit. And this is the entrance up into the apartment here, and has a nice little landing. It's open to below, so like all around the staircase. It's quite nice. We do some nice big windows on the corner of the build as well, or room rather, of this stairwell, just to kind of bring in some more natural light. But we didn't put any windows on the lower part because the stairs are there, so you don't want to like clip into those too much. And figuring out the exterior, I matched it to the surrounding buildings. I thought that that was pretty important, especially in this area. There's a lot of these like warehousey kind of buildings, and right behind is a building that looks just like this, only it's a shell. So obviously the windows don't look exactly the same, but it's okay. It actually fits in quite well, I think, with the surrounding world. We do have a small balcony off the apartment there, and then the other side there, which is like a bump out there, I just filled that in with some platform roofs, so it's not really accessible. It's just there for decorative purposes and to function as a roof. I also do want to quickly mention that The Sims did release an XDX drop this week, and yeah, pretty cool stuff. We got some LGBTQ plus new items, ranging from different like wall flags to a couple of little like different objects, including this one little thing that I put in the office of the apartment, which we'll see in the screenshots probably a bit better. There's also some cast related items, some like makeup and some clothing, but that's about it. It was pretty small, but kind of a surprise. Like it was kind of random, to get one kind of like midweek, almost like the end of the week. So yeah. But not too much going on otherwise in the Sims world. I do believe the new kits are coming soon, so that is something to look out for. There are 2 new kits, a sleek bathroom and then another cast clothing kit made by CC creators. So those are always good kits, as we've seen from past kits that have been made by CC creators. Like the Casanova Cave and everything that you're going to see that me use in this apartment. So it's great to have that. So they'll be coming soon, so look out for that. I think probably this week. I feel like it's sometime this week. It's got to be in April because it's very soon, and people are already doing giveaways, which I will be doing a giveaway as well. I will announce that in the next video. I think that's more appropriate because this really isn't a build focusing on those kits. So yeah, the cast kit I probably won't do anything for because I'm not really cast, but I will use the bathroom kit for sure. I've seen some of the items from this little screenshot snippets, and yeah, beautiful stuff. I also do want to mention that this build is available on the Sims 4 Gallery. If you would like to grab it, it's just called Shear Influence Salon. There's 2 beds and 3 baths. That's what I put it as because there's 2 bedrooms for the apartment and then 3 baths, but one of those is being a public bathroom on the salon level. So yeah, and of course 11 packs, 89,099 simoleons. So actually quite cheap. I don't know why it's so cheap. Maybe because it's so small, but 11 packs. A lot of kits I seem to use, like the everyday clutter kit and everything like that. Some of the CC creator kits. So a little bit of variety here, but it is quite nice to mix and match. I think I also used growing together for, I believe, the shower in the main bath in the apartment area. And maybe a couple of other things here and there. I think like an end table, maybe a plant or 2 or something. I can't really remember what I used it for. Doing the roof now, and I matched it similarly to the surrounding buildings as well. And I thought about making the roof accessible, but I didn't want to go back and kind of change the floor plan of the apartment. I pretty much had it all figured out, so I didn't want to ruin it again and try to kind of fit a staircase in somewhere there. Although I guess I could have probably made this side bit a little bit taller, but then I think it would have probably looked weird with the roof and kind of how I wanted the roof to look. So yeah. Just doing some signage out front now. So we do 2. We actually do the tattoo and then also the mirror, which I associated with like a salon or like beauty or something, or makeovers. Doing some potted plants around here, and then doing some more clutter and stuff. So I'm just picking out packs and kits that I wanted to use. So we're putting some pictures around. I did think about stacking those 2 there, but I thought it made the wall look too busy. And then we used one of the new Sims cover arts. I think that came with Comfy Gamer, which I did use in the office, as well as the Comfy Gamer computer in this small little hallway office. The bathroom's going together now. I was kind of trying to figure it out this way with like a freestanding shower and tub. But then I decided to flip the bathroom around and put the shower tub combo over there. That's the get together part. I think I also used the get together for some tiles, like the tile on the wall. And then also in the public bathroom for the salon, I think I used like the black tile of this version of tile on the wall. So yeah. Oh, and the vanities. And then spa days for the circular mirror. So that's pretty cool. And then a lot of different clutter kits and stuff to kind of just tie it all together, like the soap that you just saw me place in the kitchen there, these little towels. I think that's growing together. And then this new bed is actually from the SDX drop. And then the bed in the kids' room is also from the SDX drop. Wow, that's a tongue twister. But yeah, they have a variety of different swatches. There's some bright, colorful, fun ones. And then I went for a more darker one like that. And I just really liked it. I think it fit the bedroom quite well. Gives it a different look. The only downside is that the bed frames like are basically the same color regardless of the swatch. So they're kind of like a darker wood. But I think it still worked okay for the apartment itself. So it kind of worked. We're back down to the salon now because I was grabbing out all the different clutter I wanted to use and kind of put on these little stations. So we do a little makeup over here on this one. I think it's the only one that I put makeup on. But we did put down the hairdryer and a shaver. And yeah, and just some other related clutter objects. And since these like aren't actually like functional tables, I used a bit of tool mod to kind of lower the items down so that way they aren't floating in midair, because that is one of my pet peeves. I do not like the objects floating in midair. So I tried very hard to get them as close as possible without clipping the cabinetry as well. So very nice. And yeah, putting some combs out so it makes it feel more like, you know, Sims are getting the full works here, and it actually is, you know, something that isn't going to kick you into CAS, but it's okay because that's just how it works. But doing some tattoo inks there, and I thought I would put some over here as well, just to kind of make it like kind of like hair dye or something. And then we do a little bit more clutter on the shelves here, just some like colognes and stuff, because I didn't really have any kind of other bottles to use. And then I used tool to kind of place that one on the shelf there. And then we put some nail polish over here because this is where like the nails are. So I think that works quite well. And just kind of figuring out what else we can do. And now we're back up to the kitchen and doing some kitchen related clutter because I needed to finish off the kitchen and just finish off the overall space and everything. I thought about these shelves from Home Chef, which is what I use for the stove and refrigerator, but I just didn't like how they kept clipping. And then I was like, I don't know, because when they're kind of shrunk down, since I shrunk them down like that, objects and stuff didn't really snap properly. And I was like, I really don't. I tried tool, and then I'm like, oh, this is just going to be a disaster because I'm going to have to do like every single thing that I place on the shelf. So we get rid of the shelves. I was also afraid that, you know, that one cabinet that I left open, or countertop rather, I wanted it to keep functional for Sims to prep meals on, because I wasn't sure if they could use the smaller half ones that are like flanking this side of the sink there. So just to be sure, I did want to leave one countertop open for Sims to be able to prep meals. This is a small powder room bath, nothing special. It's just a toilet and sink in essentially what is a closet. And yeah, putting in the burglar alarm, which I did also put in the salon downstairs as well. Pretty sure I did somewhere. If I didn't, it's easily placeable, but I do know the kiosk thing is down there, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of. We do a decorative phone and then the trash can over there, and you might think, is that blocking the door? No, because I actually use the other side. Wherever the handle is the side that they'll use, so it's kind of interesting. So yeah, the trash can does not block the little patio door there. Doing some plants by the front entrance, and then I put in some light switches, just decorative. It's the only place I put them, but I just thought it was something nice by the front door. We do a light above the dining room table and just wanted to see how that looks and make sure it wasn't like too close to the dining room table. Do some curtains in the bedrooms and then the bathroom. I just shrunk down some base game curtains and then changed the color in here in the kids' room. And then we used one of the new beds from the SDX drop. This alarm clock, I believe, is from the Comfy Gamer kit. And then we have a base game dresser and then growing together a wall decal of this tree, which I thought was really neat. This chair, I'm not sure where that came from. And then I found the rubber ducky, so I placed that in the bathtub. And then this is a new, I guess it's like a raccoon, but it's like a version of Blarfy. I thought that was important. And then we have the friendship bracelet making thing that I put on the desk here, but I couldn't find a chair that went with the desk. Like I didn't like anything, but I liked the form factor of this desk because it was small enough. But then I decided to place it on the floor. Should still be okay for Sims to use, I would hope, but I'm not 100% on that. We're now doing the small office, and I popped back over to the kids' bedroom to put in a new bookshelf from Businesses and Hobbies. I just like the colors of the books and stuff, very kid-oriented. We're using one of the new flags there you saw me place with the SDX drop, and then this wall thing with the clock and all the fun color photos and plants and mirror on the wall. This is like so interesting. Like we've never had something like that before that like had plants and a mirror and pictures like all like 3D off the wall like that. I mean, we have like pictures and stuff obviously that are 3D off the wall, but like nothing like that. I don't know. It's very nice to have like plants and stuff, a little shelf, and it really looks really cool. There's a variety of different swatches of it too. So very fun to use, and it was free content, so can't really complain. Just doing the hallway out here, just hung up some photos out there, and now we're doing the small little balcony, which I just put a table and chairs and a potted plant. If you want to do some gardening out here, you can easily place the garden planters. There's plenty of space around the side here to do that if your Sims are into that. We do a trash can downstairs, indoors, and then we do 2 trash cans out the back of the salon here. And then I build a platform that way Sims can kind of step up into that back door because the actual salon bit is on a platform. I was thinking about changing the tiling here, and we do actually change it to the Home Chef Hustle tile. Home Chef Hustle. I had to make sure I said that right. Wow. Yeah, so I think this one looked much better. I was trying to place a laptop there, but it was being picky. So we do place the tattoo drawing tablet instead. Well, it's actually not just for tattoos. You can actually draw on it, but it helps with the tattoo skill. So since we have the tattoo table, thought that was important to include. Now we're doing some exterior lighting, and I use these spa day lights, which I thought were very industrial looking, especially with the black. And it fit well with the exterior of the build. So yeah, just trying to figure out what the heck I was doing there. I was looking at something, but I don't know what I was looking at. So yeah, we do some concrete around the exterior and do 2 trees, which I realize on the gallery, these trees actually block your view of actually seeing the salon inside, which is annoying and unfortunate, which I didn't think about, but it's okay. At least there was no like, shell warehouse blocking the inside of the salon or something, but it is what it is. I can't control the gallery photos. I kind of wish you could at least like flip an angle or something, or like rotate, like instead of having it from one side, flip it to the other or something. A little bit more customization would be appreciated for the gallery because, oh my gosh, but I don't think we'll ever see it in The Sims 4's lifetime. That's for sure. I'd be very shocked. Doing some little terrain painting and, put some fencing around, and also I was trying to get this like roof thing to kind of sink down a little bit into the platform, but it would just kept disappearing. So we just put it on top of the main roof. And I also noticed, you may have noticed that I put this like railing out by the residential side. I just thought that was a neat little touch to kind of create like some division, I guess, and kind of like a barrier so that way cars don't drive through. Not that they do, but you know what I mean. It's just something fun and different. And you could also maybe chain a bike to it. So here is the finished Shear Influence Salon. This is the exterior, and then we move on to the floor plan, which you can see is very interesting layout, but very good flow. I think I love the little apartment upstairs. It's very cozy, very cute, and I was able to squeeze in 2 bedrooms and a primary bath up there, as well as an office space, which could, if you didn't need the office space, you could make that a small nursery. This is the front entrance of the salon, and now we're going to go inside, and yeah, Sims were in the way. Also, you may have noticed I did put like wall speakers up there for some music, which Sims will endlessly dance to. So that was an oversight on my part because they just basically stand by the doorway and dance. But hey, it's all right. I learned, don't put the music. Don't put the speakers. Just don't do it. Even though it, helps with the vibes of the place. Nope. These are the little salon stations, and then we have the tattoo table as well, and a sim was getting a tattoo. This is the public restroom downstairs, not the best shot, but it's okay. Then we move on to the livable space, which this is the entrance for that, and then you have a bike area, and then you go up the steps to the open landing, which is your main entrance and your mailbox. And then this is inside, which I absolutely love this screenshot. It's beautiful. Being able to see in between the levels there. And this is the small little kitchen. And then we have another shot of the kitchen, and then we whip around to the dining room, and we have very nice windows. I believe those are the business and hobbies windows, but I kind of used a mixture of base game and business and hobbies windows, if you noticed that. And then this is the living room space, and that photo on the wall is actually a functional TV. I believe that is came with one of the kits. I can't remember which one. Maybe I can't remember the name of it, but that's okay. It's a frame TV, so it's very nice, and it doesn't really look like a TV. This is the primary bedroom, and then we have the main shared bath, and then we go into the kids' bedroom, the small office, and then out to the balcony, and that is the finished build. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Make sure to grab it from the gallery and have fun giving Sims makeovers. Again, you can find it. It's just my EID, TheSimified, and it's just called Shear Influence Salon. I do hope you enjoyed. I do thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon with another build.